Most of what in this video is theories, so please don't take any of this as fact. I do not predict the future. I am required to tell you that this video does contain spoilers for the cast of Doctor Doom, Deadpool and Wolverine, and my theories on what's going to happen in the MCU going forward. So please, click out this video if you don't want to be spoiled about any of these things. Welcome back to Figures, Not Toys, where we review figures, not toys. Today, we are not reviewing figures, nor toys. Today, I'm going to be giving you my spoiler-included review of Deadpool and Wolverine, and what I think the future of the MCU is going to be from now on. This is going to be kind of a more like rant-type video, but I'm not going to be like angry. So, first, I gotta show you what I got at the AMC theater I went to. I got Deadpool here, voiced by Nathan Fillion. I took a picture of this like before the movie started, like in theaters, and the flash got it, and like these parts next to his eyes changed to the same color, and I made the most scary picture of all time. And then the meme, the true legend, the Wolverine popcorn bucket, which hopefully I don't get kicked off YouTube for showing that. But yeah, so let's talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. So, as the name implies, Deadpool, played by Ryan Reynolds, and Wolverine, played by Hugh Jackman and Henry Cavill, appear in this movie. And my goodness, what an insane movie it was. Very much. Oh, hold on. TV's still on. I don't know why my TV was still on. Okay. So yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine are in this movie. No way. So basically it starts off with Deadpool trying to dig up Logan from the end of Logan, where he's dead, and then ends up using his body and like all the bones in his body to like brutally massacre Tennessee Valley Authority people. No, wait. Time Variance Authority. So basically kills a bunch of people, uses Wolverine's head as a flail, and gets Wolverine's claws, and basically kills everybody there. So then, like all Deadpool movies, we kind of see into the future, and then he has to explain why he's in this situation. So basically, the TVA was like, came to Deadpool's house and was like, hey, listen, buddy, we need you in the MCU. Of course, they don't say it's the MCU, but 616, which it's really 19999, something like that. So basically, he is told he needs to be in that universe because his universe is going to die, and he's the only one that they can take from that universe. And he's like, no way. And he's like, I'm going to get Wolverine because he's the anchor being that keeps this universe from falling apart. So basically, he goes to all these different universes to try and find Wolverine. One with comic accurate height, one with Henry Cavill, one where he's wearing the brown outfit where he fights Hulk, another where he's getting crucified, which I'm pretty sure was a comic cover or like a daydream. I don't know. And one where he's like super hairy up here. It's crazy. But then eventually he stumbles upon Wolverine, who's drunk at a bar. And can't say drunk. And basically decides, hey, this is the guy because he has the yellow outfit. And basically they get sent to the void, they get pruned because no way, we can't have this guy here. He's too crazy. So then we meet, they all fight each other. So Deadpool and Wolverine have this quick fight between each other, and they see Chris Evans, who then Deadpool thinks is Captain America, but is actually Human Torch. And then Pyro comes in, steals all the flames from Human Torch, and then Sabretooth comes in, and Wolverine kills Sabretooth by cutting off his head, which is a reference to X-Men Origins, where he says, I'll cut off his head and see if he heals from that. Then they get captured because of a magnet, and Wolverine has metal bones. So then they meet Cassandra Nova, which has the weirdest origin of like any X-Men character. She's like from the womb of Charles' mother, and like they like fought each other. They had like some psychic battle in the womb. Eventually, Charles kills her. Yeah, super out there stuff. And then basically, Chris Evans gets killed. Rest in peace. Then we get to see like all these other villains from the X-Men movies, like that red guy who teleports from First Class. Yeah, I don't know his name. We got Toad. Toad was back. Juggernaut was back. Everybody. Then basically they escape and track down, and like you're saying, and Deadpool's like, hey, listen, we can escape. You might be able to escape, and he's like, might. And then they meet Canadian Deadpool, who's very nice, doesn't have regenerative abilities, and his face still looks like the sexiest man alive, Ryan Reynolds. Then they meet Dogpool, who's gross and disgusting, but we all love Dogpool. And then they get into this car, which is the Nissan Pathfinder, I believe. Go on a road trip. Then Wolverine and Deadpool get into an argument, fight in the car, and he's just like, hey man, let's stop fighting. And eventually, like, they just keep fighting throughout the entire night. Then they go into this house, which, alright, I gotta speed this up. Go into this house, they meet Elektra, Blade, which Blade was like the coolest cameo in the movie, and Gambit. Each played by Jennifer Gardner, Wesley Snipes, and Channing Tatum. Then they're like, hey, and then X-23, which I know who plays her. Then they're all like, hey, listen, we're gonna fight Cassandra Nova. Okay. Then they go in, they kill everybody. Then Cassandra's like, here, take this ring, because she's about to die. But really, she's like, okay, so she basically tricks these guys into going here so that she can survive, then follows them and tries to activate the Time Ripper, which Paradox was going to use to destroy Deadpool's timeline because he's a jerk. And then they all fight, like basically these variants of Deadpool. Wolverine wears a classic cowl, and they listen to Madonna, and then eventually they realize that in order to close the Time Ripper, one of them has to hold both sides of like a wire, but it'll kill them. But then they both do it, and then they all save the day. The end. So, what do I think of the movie? Fantastic. And honestly, I can't decide what's better, No Way Home or that. And that is going to be a huge topic of discussion. But what does this mean for the MCU? I think it means the MCU can like pretty much cameo whoever they want now. I mean, considering they got Jennifer Gardner back as Elektra and Wesley Snipes as Blade. I mean, I think they can do pretty much anything now. And now, what does this have to do with Secret Wars? We obviously know that this is going to play some big factor in Secret Wars, and that the Void is going to be like Battle World, but and like Doctor Doom creates Battle World, and that is when we're going to get all these like fun cameos of even more people. Might get Andrew and Toby back. I would definitely think Hugh and Ryan Reynolds will be in Secret Wars. But the big news came yesterday on what the 5th Avengers movie was going to be called, because it was going to be called Kang Dynasty, but Jonathan Majors got involved in some stuff. So it's now called Avengers Doomsday. And the cast for Doctor Doom, alright, and if you want to get out of here for it, get out now. Robert Downey Jr. I was blown away by that. That was crazy. Like, for him to come back and be the bad guy. And honestly, it's a good cast for Doctor Doom. It works. But now we have to ask ourselves, like, what's going to happen? How are we going to tie all this together? Because we've kind of been going a little haywire with everything in Marvel recently. We've been like splitting off into multiple paths. Like, how are we bringing this all together? Because right now, Multiverse of Madness is kind of starting an incursion, which I do think will play an important factor in Secret Wars. But like right now, we just have so many upcoming movies and shows that I feel like just don't align with what's coming up, and that's honestly like kind of a worrying situation. One sec. We had some technical difficulties there. Please ignore that. But it's like, how are we going to connect, what's happening with the Eternals to Shang-Chi and She-Hulk and all that? Like, how are we going to bring all this together? Because we have like something like 3 years, or not even 3 years. We have like 2 years before Secret Wars releases. So we have 2 years to bring all of these characters together and get them into one universe for one big showdown. So obviously something big has to happen now. We gotta get pretty much everyone from the X-Men. We gotta get like the X-Men, like Monica Rambeau's in like the X-Men universe now and all that. It's gonna be difficult to do that, and honestly, they probably had a plan with Kang, but they can't do that anymore. So now they're going to have to basically rewrite everything. It's going to be difficult to do. I think they can do it because we got, the Russo brothers directing Doomsday and Secret Wars, which we all know they directed Infinity War and Endgame, and we all know how much we like that. So how are we going to get all these characters from these movies together? It's going to be super difficult. I think they can do it. Well, here's how I would do this. So what we need is, the Eternals are like the ones who still have powers or whatever being like judged. I don't remember a lot about it. Like Thor is living with some strange space daughter, like a strange space daughter or whatever. Hercules is looking for all of them. Is looking for Thor, which is weird. I don't know if they'll be able to work Thor 5 in before Secret Wars. Then we got like whatever's happening Agatha All Along, which is probably, chances are it's going to be some solo show, but I think they'll use that to bring Wanda back to life because she brings in money. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty difficult to do, everybody, because Kang is, who they had intended. They didn't have Doctor Doom intended. But could they work with like the Fantastic Four movie? I know there were some rumors that it's like in a different universe. I don't know. I feel like it did take place in the 60s. It's giving off that vibe, but like if it does take place in the 60s, like how are the Fantastic Four going to be in Secret Wars? They're going to be like 100, just about. I'm sure Captain America's like 100, but he also was frozen. Or they could do that with the Fantastic Four, I guess. But ultimately, it seems like there's very much a difficult problem, and I don't think the Marvel Studios can handle it on their own, which is why I think Beyond the Spider-Verse might help with some of that, in a sense. Like getting all the Spider-Men together, and like getting Venom, and all this. I think that's what's going to help bring a bunch of the Spider-Man characters into Secret Wars. Is Sony's going to probably take care of that. And then Marvel Studios is going to hopefully try and handle getting Doctor Strange and Shang-Chi and everybody. It's going to be, I've said this like 500 times in this video, it's going to be difficult. I mean, it was difficult to get Infinity War together. I mean, but that's also because there was kind of like an end path. Like they were all kind of at their end of the story. But we have all these characters whose stories are just beginning. So it's a little more difficult to bring them all in. But who knows, maybe we'll see everybody from Deadpool and Wolverine in. That'd be cool. But will they be able to pull this off? Yes, they will be able to do it. They might just bring people in. They might not do some kind of long drawn out story they did like for Infinity War. They might literally just be like, coming in here, you're gonna be here. And that might be the best way to do it. Like, at this point, like, I don't know how Shang-Chi's gonna get involved with the Avengers at this point in time. I mean, Brave New World's around the corner. The Thunderbolts movie is also close. It's going to be a hectic ride. There's going to be like a lot of people. I don't think that everybody is going to be in Secret Wars. That is what I think they're going to have to do if they want to make it not this overwhelming cameo fest, is they are going to need to, there's going to be some characters that don't need to be included. And that is going to make some people upset. Some people are going to be okay with it. And that's kind of the hard part about this, is like getting everybody together. And if the one way they can handle that is not have everybody, but then that makes people angry. So that's another problem. But I think what they're going to need to do is they're going to need to get their top cast of characters. We already know Doctor Strange is going to be in Doomsday and Secret Wars. So obviously whatever he's doing in Multiverse Madness is going to get resolved, hopefully. I feel like what's going to happen with I feel like some lower level characters like street level characters like Daredevil aren't going to be involved in the conflict. So people we want to see are like top tier characters like Wolverine and Deadpool and Captain America, or like, Sam Wilson's Captain America. And that's going to be how it goes. They're going to need to get all of these characters from all these movies, and I don't know how they might be able to bring in the Sinister Six from Sony's universe, which seems pretty difficult considering I don't think Sony knows what they're doing, considering Kraven has been like delayed multiple times. It's probably been delayed again, and I just haven't heard anything about it. But I do feel like Across the Spider-Verse, or not Across the Spider-Verse, Beyond the Spider-Verse will help with some of this, and will tie it into the MCU, making it very easier to transition everybody over. So, alright, so let's wrap this up. Deadpool and Wolverine, great movie. I highly recommend it. And the future of the MCU, I think they can do it. Alright, they kind of got off track a little, but Deadpool and Wolverine very much helped. So, what's next after that? What's after Secret Wars? I don't know. What can we do after Secret Wars? Maybe Secret Wars will be it. I mean, that is literally the biggest conflict in all of Marvel. So, only time will tell. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me rant about Marvel and how it's going to be difficult. That's like all I says. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, comment. Oh, so boring. I know, everyone says it. You get the gist, but I had to say it. It's like a tradition. Every YouTuber says it. And guess what? I don't currently have the stats for this percent of viewers are subscribed. But you can bet that's going to be placed all over the place. I'm going to put it and the beginning, middle, end, all that. Not really. But hope you enjoyed this video. Leave some theories in the comments. That would be super helpful. And I will add a theories page to my Discord, so Discord link will be in the description, which you can join and just talk about nerd stuff. Just nerd out. Alright, thanks for watching. 20 minutes!